everyone, this is Ramona coming back at you. Okay, so this is going to be part 2 of the Ketogenic Diet documentary. So, okay, I wanted to give you, I know that it was only 5 days ago that I gave you the first part of the documentary. That was just keying you in on exactly what it is all about and what have you. So this one's just going to be more casual, to let you know like what I've been going through, because this is not just about facts. This is also going to be my journey as well. So if you hear me talking about personal stuff, that's because it is personal. It's my documentary. Okay. So, okay. So here's the thing. I've learned a lot so far since I started this diet, which was on the 1st of, I started this on the 2nd of November, and it's now on the 20th. Today's the 20th. Okay, so in that time, I've been going through a lot of changes. I have been sticking to this diet. It's at first it was like really hard to do. I am a pasta person, I'm a bread person, I'm a rice person, I'm a anything, especially breads. I'll have all kinds. I pack my refrigerator, my kitchen with all different kinds of breads. That was back in, white bread, Italian, French, baguettes, anything that you can think of, I had it. I just loved bread, cheese bread, garlic bread. Oh my God. Okay. So this is for me it was like a huge transition from a little tiny bit of carbs to that was my staple, was carbs, flour, and all that business. Okay, so it was a little difficult. I think for anybody out there who's watching this video, it's going to take you time. It's going to take some adjustment. But I stuck with it for the first 2 weeks. It's hard because this is what you're going to need to know. There's a difference between the old school diet and then this diet, okay? With this diet, you can't check yourself on the scale every day. I mean, you can, but I promise you're going to get discouraged because the scale is going to fluctuate up and down, up and down, up and down. And when it goes down, you're like, yay, and then when it goes up, you're going to be like, oh, this is okay. I'm like having a hard time here adjusting to this. This is Induction month, okay? So the first month is going to be the difficult. This is getting used to this and getting your body into ketosis and all of there's going to be so many different things that you're going to be going through. So I would say that's number one. Don't get rid of your scale for this month. Don't weigh yourself. What you're going to want to do is look at the inches, because I've gotten smaller. But my weight, so far in 19 days, I've lost, and this is water weight, okay, because they'll tell you. If you think this is fat that you're losing, not yet. This month, no. This is going to be water weight. So, I believe, okay, so I was 296. Then I went down to 290. I did weigh myself, and it said 288. So, those last 2 pounds, it could be, I'm not going to count those as anything other than it's just water weight right now, and I'm reconditioning my body. So like I was saying, don't treat this diet as any old school diet, the ones where you're starving all the time, and you check yourself, and then you do see results on the scale pretty fast. Some people are going to get a lot of weight off, a lot of water weight, because they have a lot of water on their body. And for myself, it was really difficult for me because it dropped 6 pounds, and then it went up 2 pounds. And this is me not knowing not to use a scale. And that's why I was really frustrated. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Am I doing it right? I don't know. I bought the ketosis strips to figure out if I'm in ketosis or not. And yes, I am. I'm in moderate, which is really good. Some people just get into trace and they still lose the weight, okay? So I was in moderate. that's a mark. That's one down from the big bright purple grape color. Okay, so that's like the extreme ketosis. So I didn't know what, I was just like, okay, so, but I did a lot of research, and I was just always on the computer, just doing this, doing that, and I was just stressing myself out, like, what's going on here, you know, and I didn't want to give up, and, you know, and I was stressing myself out really bad, and that's another thing I'm going to tell you. Do not stress yourself out at all. Do not think, all you're supposed to be doing is learning how to change your eating habits this month. Listening to your body and feeling the changes that it's going through, because your body is going to go through some changes that you're going to feel and know, okay? To the point where you look it up, like, is this normal? Is this, you know, because I went through that, okay, and I'm going to go through those in a minute. So just, if you're going to do any measurements, I would say take out a tapered, what do you call it, the measuring tape, and do your measurements that way. I didn't do that. I significantly feel like my space in my jeans and stuff like that. Like my shoulders feel like a little bit smaller. My face looks smaller. So I do feel like I'm losing a lot of that water weight. Thank God. Okay, and it fluctuates. Okay. So okay, what you're going to notice on the ketogenic diet is you're going to get like a taste in your mouth that tastes like metal, kinda. And some people it has like a weird taste in it. That's just, you know, like, if it's kind of like if you eat the same, like if you eat a lot of onions, your breath is going to start like smelling like onions. If you eat a lot of garlic, it smells like garlic. So in this case, you're eating a lot of protein, which you're not supposed to eat a lot of. I'm going to get to that. So you're eating protein and fats. So that's what it's going to smell like. Okay, it's kind of just like iron, because you're eating like meat and stuff like that. So I'm still like trying to feel things out, but just work with me with that. Okay, so the other thing that you're going to go through is the carb flu. What the carb flu is you're going to get like, you're going to feel like foggy minded. You're going to have like sleepless nights. People have sleepless nights. You're going to feel like you're getting sick. Like, you know what I mean? Because your body's readjusting to this new diet, okay? Because, you know, your body is doing complete turnaround from having one kind of food for many, many years into something completely different. So you're going to expect your body to, you know, to react in a way that's just kind of, you know, maybe sets you back a little bit. But people say that, and I was looking that up as well. People say, oh, you know, the flu lasts about 3 or 4 days, and you know what? That's bullshit. I think that depending on how dependent you were on carbs before is how long the flu is going to last. Because for me, you know, it lasted for about, I'll say a week or something, a week and a half or something like that. About a week. I'll say about a week. Okay. So not too far from 3 or 4 days, but you know what I mean. Okay, so do expect that, because I was like, why can't I sleep? I can't sleep. I can't. I'm tossing and turning, crazy stuff. Okay. Also, you know, my body was hurting. My muscles were like, they felt like they were cramping up. So that was like another thing that I learned this first month thus far, because the month is not over. The reason why I was beginning to have muscle cramps is because, oh my goodness, let me see if I can explain this right. I'm not going to explain it, but I'll tell you what's going on. Your salt, you know, you need to up your salt, because I think what happens is that, you know, with this diet, you're losing a lot of salt from the system, a lot of potassium, a lot of so magnesium. So what they suggest is at nighttime take magnesium, and you'll also want to do buy some bouillon, chicken or beef, whatever, and like have that 1 or 2 times a day. And that's going to give you some energy and give your body some relief. Because I have noticed that my body went significantly down. Because, you know, when you're living off of fats, your body gets really hot. And that I feel like, you know, it's hot all the time. Like, kids are like, it's cold, and I'm like, I'm hot. You know, so it boosts up your metabolism. That's why you're going to learn. You're going to lose a lot of fat because I feel in my body right now that I'm burning a lot of fat in the oil that I'm eating. Okay, I do feel it, and my body started getting sore, and that was my personal thing because if you keep up with my videos, you will know that I have an issue with water weight. I can't process. So I thought, I don't know really what's going on with my body, but I can't process salt per se, or whatever's throwing my body off of whack. I just blow up like a big balloon, and it hurts. It hurts really bad. So when all the water just fell off my body, now for the first time in a really long time in my life, like for years, for the first time in my life, I can actually feel my bones underneath my skin. And that's not because I'm skinny, it's because I just, normally you're supposed to feel, you know, you feel your wrist. Look at my wrist. Like I can actually have a wrist now. It's a normal wrist. It's a chubby wrist, but that's fat wrist, not big bloated water weight wrist, okay? And so my body was hurting too, and I thought that maybe that's what it was because I don't have the cushion that I'm used to. The water weight sucked balls, but I'm sorry about that, but it sucked. But it was, but I think that's the cushion that I had, and so like just laying on the bed, I'm feeling like, oh my back, like the bones, you know, I'm just feeling. So I'm good. So I'm adjusting to a lot of stuff. So I'm really happy about that. The other thing is that you have to drink. Oh, before I move on, because I started with the magnesium pills at night before bedtime. You also want to take a multiple vitamin. Very, very, very important. Because when you're doing low carbs, and I decided that I'm going to go way low carb, so I'm not doing too much vegetables at all. You're not supposed to do much vegetables anyways. No fruits, no vegetables on here. No fruits. Very, like 2 handfuls of vegetables, and then 1 hand of starchy vegetables, just a fistful. But I'm not even doing the vegetables too much. I do vegetables here and there because I'm trying to like really convert my body back into ketosis, where I'm just burning fats. Okay, if I feel. And this is for you guys, okay? So this is where you have to. I hope that you guys watch the entirety of the video because I know I flip-flop back and forth a little bit, but I'm giving you some good advice that I've learned through this. So the other thing that I learned is with any diet. Okay, well, you know, it would be really nice if somebody could hand you a piece of paper and says, okay, follow A through Z, and you're going to be set. That's all you have to do. That would be nice if it was like that, but that's not the reality of it. Now, you can have a piece of paper that says go through A through Z. However, with each letter, you're going to have to tweak it a little bit in order to adjust to your body. And that's what I was getting me really frustrated. I cried a couple of times this month because it was just really frustrating to me. I was online trying to figure out, like, oh, what, you know, asking on forums. There's forums out there, support groups, and, you know, people who have been on it for a while, they'll give you some really good advice. And so I had to figure out, you know, why is my body reacting this way? Well, how come I'm not like dropping the way that I'm supposed to be dropping? Or I did come down. Why did it raise up a little bit? So I was getting some, you know, really good ideas. Some people, they suggested Bragg's apple vinegar. To have that, I'm not going to do that this far, but I'm just saying that there's like a lot of help that they give you out there. But the most thing that you need to understand is that yes, you do have to. This is month 1. This is boot camp month 1, where you're going to have to figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Some people, they don't need carbs whatsoever. Some don't. Okay. Some people they'll have to have what the book recommends, the diet recommends, to have 20 carbs, okay, 20 grams of carbs each day. I feel like I get a good amount of carbs, but not from vegetables, okay. I get my carbs, because I read, my carbs is from like milk, and there's no carbs in coconut oil. So there's like a few things that I have, the cheese, milk, which I think from my dairy, there's carbs in it, okay? So I get a little bit of my carbs from that. Okay, so yeah. So just, be aware that there's a lot of figuring out and listening to your body, like what works and what doesn't work for you. What else can I tell you? I think that's pretty much it. Right there. I don't want to stop this video and I'm like, oh no, I forgot this part. But I think that's about it. Just continue. Just to know this is that, once again, do not listen to the scale. That's going to drive you. There's a lot of adjustment that you're going to have to make on this diet, okay? A lot of adjustments. And wondering when the weight's going to come off of you is not what it should be. Not now, not this month. And another thing that you need to understand is that, listen, this is long-term goal. Long-term. You don't think of this diet as speedy delicious. No. Because you don't want it to, you don't want the weight to drop off like, oh my God. Okay? I'm really excited about this diet because I'm seeing results already. I'm seeing results already. I feel like a whole lot smaller. I've gone down. Has the scale dipped? It dipped a little bit, yes. Not the way that I would like to see it, but I definitely am seeing notice. I'm shrinking, okay? So what you guys need to understand is forget the scale and go look for your inches and how do you feel in your body. And drink shitloads of water. And I'm sorry to swear, but your body is going to raise hot. You're going to get really hot, and you really need to replenish. I read from one person for like a couple of weeks, because the weight falls off consistently. Okay, everybody's different, but the weight will come off consistently. Okay, but he had hit a plateau and he couldn't understand why everything was going so good and the weight was coming off, and what happened? And so they figured out that he wasn't drinking enough water. This is one thing. Okay, great. I was wondering while going on about the water. This is what you need to understand. Okay, and I didn't even know this myself. There is a water calculator on Google. Just any water calculator that you can obtain, okay? Or you acquire and use, whatever. Figure out, put in your stats, your height, your weight, what else, your activity, put all that in, and you figure out, it'll let you know how much water you need to drink each day, okay? Now, I drink water, period. I drink water, period. I do like water. But from what I learned is that I wasn't even drinking remotely close to enough water. Okay? 8 cups of water is for Mrs. Skinny or Mr. Skinny. That's what I ate. Yeah, because we're like 80% water. But people don't understand that. We're like a big percentage of water. And that's our main thing. We need to replenish our body. If we don't, it's going to get stuck inside, sticky, nothing's going to move. You think you're going to lose weight? You probably will. You're going to be really unhealthy. Your heart needs the fresh supply of blood, and it needs water. And so if you're not giving yourself enough water, things are going to just really slow down like snail. And so guess what? So I did mine, and it says that I have to have 4 liters of water each day. So that is a lot of water, and that's far from 8 cups of water. That's far from it. So I've been guzzling the water, and it's so funny because, yes, as I'm guzzling the water, I'm like, give me more, because I can feel it inside my body. It's so damn hot inside that I can feel the cold going down. I'm like, yes, loving my cold water. Okay, so I'm going to do one other video, and this is about coconut oil, and I hope that you stay tuned for that. Okay, thank you for listening, guys. Good luck with this diet. You can do it. Don't give up. Do not give up. First month, induction month. It's a lot of adjustment, a lot of figuring out your body. Listen to it. Follow all the rules to a T. And you know what? That sheet of paper, follow A through Z, that might work for you. But what I'm saying for the ones who are saying, hey, well, this is not really working, that's when you have to listen and then follow the tips of other people, like me. Maybe what I'm doing, like drinking all that water, I feel like the scales started moving. I felt like I was getting slimmed out, and from drinking tons and tons of water. And as far as the food, you should make sure that. Oh, that's another thing. I don't care if the video is long. If you want to learn from this, you can. You'll watch the whole video. The other thing is that with your food portions, this is what I've learned. Okay. You're supposed to eat, I was so confused about this. Yay, I remembered. Okay, really confused. There's a lot of information out there about how people are doing this differently. Some people are like, okay, my scale is not budging. They're past induction month, and the scale's not budging. Not the way that it should, and people are like trying to figure out, like, should we count calories, like the old school diets, and other people are saying that no, you're supposed to eat until you get full. But I feel like, so I had to struggle with that a lot. So I'm like, okay, so I count the calories because maybe my stomach is like so stretched out, because heavier people, they pack their food, they pack their plate. They're used to eating a whole lot of food. So maybe me being full is eating a lot of food. So, but what I found is that as the weeks have been going by this month, that you're not as hungry on this diet. It's like an amazing diet because you're never hungry. In fact, what you're eating on this meal, it's difficult because you don't want to eat anymore. That heavy, rich, thick, cheesy, fatty meat, red meat, whatever it is, with and maybe chicken with the sauce on it. Oh my gosh! Maybe if you're gonna eat the vegetables, you have broccoli with the cheese and the sun and all that, and you have to make it as ooey gooey fatty as possible and put it in a little meal. And you're gonna get so full off of that. And then you're gonna eat that 3 times a day, okay? Try to stick with the meat. Careful of your meat portions, okay? Because it's supposed to be 65% fat, 60% fat, 30%, 67, 80, 90. Okay, 67, 80, 90. How does that work out? Because that doesn't. Okay. So 60% fat, 30% protein and 20% vegetables. That's what they say, carbs. That adds to 110, I think. 60, 70, 80, 90, 110. I don't know. But mostly it's supposed to be the fat. Then comes protein, but they say be careful, because if you eat too much protein, which is, you know what, they also say don't worry about if you're eating too much protein. The people who are doing too much protein are the ones who are sorry, I'm thirsty because I'm hot from this diet. The people who are having too much proteins are the ones who are having the protein drinks, okay? Also, if you're do not eat anything that comes from a carton or anything. If you think that you're doing something good, you're not. And if you think that something's healthy for you, like a really expensive health bar or something, look in it, because it's going to have flour in it, sugar in it. Even with a little tiny pieces of chocolate, you think the little tiny piece of chocolate is not going to affect you? Oh, it will affect you. Actually, there's a big story on the internet everybody knows about the guy, because I think the person who is well known for this diet, doctor, he gave the example of a guy who was like, he couldn't lose the weight, we couldn't figure it out. One day he was about to leave, and the doctor heard some Tic Tacs shaking around in his pocket, and he was like, aha! Are you eating Tic Tacs? He was like, yeah, I pop them like candy, because he's on this diet and he just likes the candy, He was like, that's why you're not losing the weight. So do you see? I share that story with you because I need you to know how important it is that the little tiny bit of sugar is gonna send you down the crapper with this endeavor. Okay. So yes. So I hope I got the meals out of the way. I'm going to talk about coconut oil, okay? I'm going to mention it a little bit here in case you don't get to my other video. A major thing that you should have in the morning, which you're going to think this is disgusting, but it's really not. Okay, so if you're a coffee drinker, I was kind of spoiled on this. Spoiled with the fact that I don't add sugar anyways to my coffee. I think it's nasty. I think it's disgusting. I don't drink it that way. So there's absolutely no sugar in your coffee. Okay. But here's the good news. I feel like I've got some right here. The good news is that so you want to make either have your coffee black and put some coconut oil in it. Or you can put some heavy whipping cream. Do not use half and half. Obviously, don't use milk. Even more obvious, don't use a 2 or 1%. This is the real McCoy. This is the real stuff. No processed food on this diet. No processed food. You want real butter, okay? And in fact, let me emphasize with the meals. I know I'm jumping from the coconut oil back to the meals again, but just for I'm going to give you for an example for tonight. Now I don't need fancy smancy presentation of my food every night. I made some hamburger. Okay, I made some hamburger, threw two pats of butter, real butter, not margarine. Don't make me come out there and get you. I'm just messing with you guys. But for real, you need to listen to me. Not the fake stuff, not margarine, real butter. Okay? 2 clouds of butter, and I put it in the hamburger. Okay? Then I threw some cheese in there. And then I mixed it all up, and then I ate it. The reason why I did that is because I'm not even that hungry on here, but you have to eat, okay? And you have to get that fat down. So it has to be super fatty, and get yourself in that meal, okay? So again, so now I'm going to go back to the coffee, okay? So you can have black coffee with coconut oil, real coconut oil, okay? I'm going to tell you that in a minute, but we're running really close here. I'm going to make another video, but coconut oil in your coffee, whether it's black coffee or coffee with heavy whipping cream with no sugar in it at all. If you put a little, if you put like, I put tons of coconut oil in mine, put some to flavor, but you should have at least 2 or 3 teaspoons of coconut oil in your coffee. It's going to taste really wonderful. Stir it up really good with a spoon. Every time you drink it, just, oh, I'm splashing it everywhere, great. And just, you know, sip it down. I'm going to tell you, coconut oil makes your body fly. It's going to be like, you think you're hot now, it's going to be fat buster. Oh my God. I remember on day 3, because, okay, so I think I started doing the coconut oil about 5 days ago, something like that, because I didn't know the coconut oil, and as I was doing my research, people were like, coconut oil, I'm going to have my coconut oil, bye everybody, and I'm like, what the hell is coconut coffee or something, bullet, people also call it the bullet coffee, okay, it's because it gives you, number one, it gives you that healthy fat that you need. Coconut oil, you want coconut oil, olive oil, all that, but the coconut oil tastes really good in your coffee. And, oh my God, it raises your temperature. It gives you all this energy. And there's times when I drink it, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get up and go. I gotta get up and go. Because, and I love that feeling, because when I was on the flu, the carb flu, oh, I felt just really drained, tired, and you need to understand that you're going to go through that. There's like one weird person out of 10 who doesn't like have the carb flu, so they say, okay? But everybody else out there is saying that, oh, they went through the carb flu, and they did. They weren't just feeling good, they were tired, and they like tossing and turning, and they couldn't sleep, and they, you know. So it felt good once I got over that carb flu, because then I had my coconut coffee, and I was just like, oh God. Ask my son, he's like, Mom, what's wrong with you? You're all fine. I'm like, my coconut coffee. Huh. So I'm really excited about this. I know I'm a little silly, but in all honesty, I want to be honest. Like I said, and I know that I'm running. This is running long. I want to say this is that, you know what, I'm going to cover this, I'm going to stop this here, and I'm going to make another video, okay? Love everybody, bye.